everyone, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 22. In today's video, I want to talk about how nutrition and exercise can heal trauma and how I was able to heal some traumas in my own life through diet and exercise. I have this conversation with a lot of my clients frequently, honestly, because a lot of my clients realize that, it's not just about exercising, 6 times a week and doing some quick chicken and rice diet. And they realize they have these attachments to food and aversions to exercise that extend far beyond, just discipline and a willingness to not complete something. So I want to talk about how this has been beneficial in my life and hopefully for you as well. And as always, you guys know that I offer coaching and life coaching to women who are looking to lose weight, because I understand that if you are struggling with weight, you are likely struggling with some emotional and psychological traumas that you should go to therapy for, and also hire a coach to help you live in the now and live in the present. So when I really started working on my fitness and health, I realized that food was much more than just something that I needed, that I enjoyed, right? A lot of times we'll say like, well, it's just so delicious. It's like, yeah, but then why can't you put the fork down? Why are you distressed when I tell you can't have, that thing? Why do you throw a fit? And you guys, I've had clients who, literally act like 5-year-olds when I tell them, well, no, like, we're not going to eat candy for a month. And they go, well, I'm just not going to eat anything. It's like this retreating back into childhood. And whenever you have such a hyper emotional response to something, you have to ask yourself, why am I so triggered? And so when I started on this true health and fitness journey, after I competed, after I gained 80 pounds and, none of my clothes fit, I was like, okay, what's really going on here? Because if I want to actually lose the weight and keep it off, I need to figure out what my attachment to food is. So the first thing that I did was I started to journal what I was feeling when I was eating. And a lot of people think this is a waste of time. They think that this is foolish. They don't believe it has any benefit. But when they start to watch themselves and observe themselves, they realize that they use food to do a lot of things. Shut down emotions, quell anxiety, for excitement, for happiness. It's this thing they're looking for to give them a high. And then the question becomes, what are you hiding from with food? And a lot of people especially who are bigger, realize that they almost are afraid to lose weight because their identity has been the big girl or the big guy or the funny guy. And so there's this attachment to their size, and therefore an attachment to the food that is keeping them overweight. And for me, some things that came up were that I didn't have the tools to emotionally process. And I'll talk about this in another video, but I didn't know how to process emotions properly. Of course we all say like exercise and eat well, but if you are accustomed to using food as a coping mechanism, it's like any other addiction. So once I removed food as a possible coping mechanism, all kinds of things started coming up, because these hidden traumas subconsciously that I was trying to stuff down with food started to arise. How I related to God, how I related to my parents, how I related to men, how I related to myself, how I related to other women started to come up. And it was unbearable at first. It was like, oh my gosh, like it was low-key traumatizing. And that's why so many people are actually afraid to let go of food, because then they have to face the real reality of who they are, what they're running from. And my clients who are able to do this have better relationships, they have better friendships, they have better jobs, they have better careers, they have better self-esteem, because when you're not hiding from anything and you're not using food to hide from anything, no one else can tell you anything. No one else can, shame you, because you're like, no, I know all my demons. And I'm not afraid to have them out or show them to you, because there's something that I'm actively working on. And so as I began to remove food as a possible way to numb myself, numb my emotions, I experienced extremely high highs of happiness and extremely low lows. And my body, my mind, my psyche was trying to reconcile everything that had happened, that I was stuffing down, that I was using, even exercise. Like if you have an exercise addiction, it's very similar. You're using it all to like leave that stuff out, and to not face it. And so the best thing I ever did was remove food and exercise as a way, really food. Exercise I still used to cope, but not in the same way. Exercise is a way to deal with my emotions, using food. Sorry about that, you guys. Food, because I was then forced to face myself, acknowledge myself, and it changed the way that I related to other people because I knew my own demons, and I was more comfortable with myself because I had acknowledged the areas of my life that were like, that I was struggling and trying to hide. So that is an important piece. Understanding, removing food as a possible thing, or alcohol, you guys, too. Alcohol as a way for you to numb your emotions. That in and of itself will begin an immense healing process because you will have to feel your feelings. You will have to feel your feelings, and it's going to be painful, and you're going to be like, why am I doing this? And you're crazy, and you're going to be mad at me. And then you're going to come out on the other side, and you're going to be like, wow, I feel like a lighter person already. And people will remark on how much better you look because you have now dealt with the trauma. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.